gentle sort of practice, so I'll give options as we go, but just really finding that mind and body connection with our breath and just trying to sort of move from head to toe in the next half an hour, just get everything going. So, seated posture of choice. Always try to sit cross-legged just because it starts to open the hips, but if that feels uncomfortable, legs to the side, however you can sit that you can find a nice tall spine. And then just taking the hands onto the knees, and we're just going to start with some very gentle head rolls to open the neck. So we're going to drop the chin to the chest, and then very gently just rolling it around to one side, looking down towards that shoulder, and then like you're drawing a big rainbow with your nose, all the way up towards the ceiling, to the other side, and then back to center. And then we do that to the side. So we drop the chin to the chest, look towards the other shoulder, like you're sort of wiping your chin there, and then big circle around, looking up towards the sky with the nose, drawing that rainbow, and then back to center. Let's do that one more time each direction. So dropping the chin, scraping it across to that shoulder, nice big indulgent circle all the way up, and then back to center, and final time there, over, nice big circle, and then center. Lovely. Take a few circles with the shoulders now, so taking them back to really draw down those shoulder blades, finding a nice tall lengthened neck, and then on that final roll, just setting them right down. Lovely. Taking the arms out nice and wide, drawing them up, and then just take one hand onto your wrist and then just gently pulling that side a bit taller. So think about opening that side rib cage as you sort of elongate that side, and then very gently circling around through to the middle. Relax your head here and just take a very gentle forward stretch. Rolling up, feel that spine start to restack, and then we'll take that to the other side. So drawing the arms up, take the hand onto the wrist, pulling that side a bit longer. Again, really think about flaring through the ribs here, opening that side body, and then very gently circling around, softening down through the center, relaxing the head, and just breathing here for one more round of breath. Nice, very nice. Rolling up through the spine, and then coming over to our hands and knees. We're going to take a few rounds into our cat and cow. So making sure our shoulders are directly over our wrists and our hips are directly over our knees. Pressing into the hands, micro bending the elbows, and just taking a few gentle rounds of your cat and cow. As always, just adjusting as you need, sort of opening the back body side to side. You can shift forward or back here, and just taking some time to really stretch out those abs and then stretching out the spine. Beautiful. Okay, let's warm up the abs now and a little bit of our upper body. So we're going to take some box planks here. So pressing into your hands, tuck your toes, and think about your belly button pulling directly out towards your spine. Taking a deep breath in as you exhale, we're just going to hover the knees a few inches off the floor, keeping a lovely flat back. Think about your alignment. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, push back to a downward facing dog. Nice triangle shape. You take a breath here. This is like our little rest. And then rising up, coming back down and find your box. Take a deep breath in. Really focus on the alignment, pulling the abs in nice and strong. And exhale, pushing back. Good. Feeling that lovely stretch through the back of the legs. We're going to do this one more time. Deep breath in to prepare. Rising up and then finding that box. We're going to hold this one a little bit longer. So hovering the knees, broadening the back body, taking 2 more rounds of deep breath. And then exhale, soften your knees and just push yourself back into like a little child's pose stretch. And whilst you're in your child's pose, just take a few circles into your wrists. So just opening up those wrists. Lovely. And then making your way down onto your back. So we're going to come down onto our supine. We're going to just start by hugging those knees in towards the chest. And just take a few gentle little rocks here. Just opening that lower back with ease. You might want to take some circles. Maybe round both directions. Just really softening into that going to take a very quick little hip opener. So you're going to take your right knee in towards your chest, give it a really tight squeeze, pull it firmly down towards your chest, and then just sort of shuffle it from left to right. So really focusing on opening up that hip with this movement. Just a very gentle shuffle. And then release that foot down, and then same thing to the other side. Squeeze your other knee in towards your chest, your left knee in. Give it a really, really tight squeeze. And then very gently, just sort of maneuvering it from side to side. We just want to feel that hip start to soften and open. Nice. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of our work into our bridge now before we do some core and legs. So placing your feet down, making sure that you can efficiently touch the back of your heels with your fingertips. And we're going to take the arms up today. So if that feels too sort of worrying for your upper body, you can absolutely keep the hands down if you need. Otherwise we're thinking like we're holding onto a little yoga block above our face, and sort of tense your arms slightly, so we're engaging our arm muscles here. Pressing down firmly into your feet, start to tuck your pelvis. Think of drawing your lower abdominals up and under your rib cage, and think about that lower contraction in your lower pelvic floor muscles to initiate that roll up. Peeling your spine one vertebra at a time, smoothly and slowly off the mat. And then at the top, we lift the heels, push the hips a bit higher. Keep directing your face towards the roof, and then roll down through your spine. Thinking like a little gentle massage for the back, all the way down. And softly lower your heels. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale as we roll up. Making sure we're always exhaling through our mouth. So we're finding that lovely, strong, controlled breath. At the top, keep squeezing underneath the glutes as you push a bit higher. Think of your hips like two lights shining directly up towards the ceiling. And then rolling it down, smooth, smooth, smooth. Think of replacing each section of your spine back onto the mat like you've got paint on your spine and making a beautiful long line on your mat. Dropping the heels. We're going to do one more of these. So tuck and control that pathway up. Keep it very smooth and slow. Good. And then at the top, just being also really mindful that the knees are staying in line with those hips. So we're keeping that alignment. Lifting the heels. Now we're just going to do single heel drops. So you're going to drop your left heel down and then squeeze back up. And right heel down and lift. And left. And up. And right. Good. Now keep that lift and elevation of the hips here. So try not to drop your glutes. Imagine they're sort of resting on a little table and you're just lowering those heels. You're going to really feel your hamstrings engaging to do this. Good, guys. Let's just do one more each side. Keep looking up towards the sky. Good. Now hold it up there and just take some tiny little pulses. Last little set here. We pulse for 10, 9, 8. Breathing. Good. 4, 3, 2. Hold it. And softly lower down through your spine. One vertebra at a time. Lovely. And then when you arrive, have a nice little windscreen wiper just to relax the lower back and the glutes. Well done. Lovely. Okay, let's move into some leg work now. So taking your left leg up first, just taking your hands behind your knee and just take a few gentle circles through that ankle. So just warming up that ankle joint. Preparing it for the movement, both directions. Taking that nice stretch. Every time you circle, you want to think about also drawing the toes back towards your shins. So you're getting a nice stretch through your calf muscle. Good. And then preparing, we're going to do some lowers first. So same hand as the leg is going to go to the mat, yeah? And take a low V or out to the side. You just want to feel really supported and stable. Other hand is reaching across. Bending the knee a little bit if you need, but try to keep a straight leg and pointing through the toe. So we're going to inhale, reach the arm and leg away from each other. And then as we exhale, we squeeze across and reach. Like we want to sit ourselves up on that transverse line. So we're really thinking about our obliques working here, hardest version is the arms here. A little bit easier, and then a lot easier, both hands down. So picking your level, watching that your opposite hip is staying really square. We're going to open that leg out to the side. Take a big scoop around and squeeze to lift. Now you might need to keep your circle really small to control your pelvis. So finding a level that is functional for your technique. We don't want to go too far that we lose our alignment. We want to focus on that opposite side, really squaring and rotating that leg in the hip. Good. Once we finish, I'm going to do the flex and reverse now. So we're going to drop that foot down for 4, the other direction, out to the side, and squeeze to lift, and lower, and out, and up. Good. Breathing in, and exhaling. We've got one more there. And exhaling. Nice. Good. And give that leg a squeeze in towards your chest. Lovely work, everyone. Just holding it there. Give it a nice tight cuddle. Maybe give it a little rock again from side to side just to really relax that hip. Really good. Okay, we're going to prepare that all on our second side. So hug your knee in towards your chest and then sending that leg up towards the sky. And then we want to take our hand to the back of the knee and just starting with those gentle circles. We want to get any clicks out there. And then reverse that round. Same thing, really focusing on opening the back of the knee there. Nice big circles round. Excuse me. Lovely. And then preparing that reach and cross. So same hand as leg. We're going to take it down to the mat. Opposite arm is going to reach across. So we're reaching across that leg. As we take a deep breath in, we're going to lower. And then exhale, press down to squeeze and reach. Good. Inhale, lower for that lovely length. And then exhale, pulling it up. Nice. Remembering if you need that gentle bend, if it's too much for your hamstring, keep a little bend there. Good. Lowering down and squeeze. We're exhaling to come up. One more of these. Lovely, guys. Bring that underneath arm in alignment with the top arm and gentle little pulses across that transverse ab line. So like you're going to sit yourself up as you pull your core down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, everyone. Setting yourself for those leg circles. So remember, hand down, one hand to the hip, both hands up for the harder version. So we're going to open that leg out to the side. We control that opposite hip. We're going to scoop around and squeeze to lift. Good. Opening out to the side. Keep that nice precision in your alignment and squeeze it up. Good. Out to the side and scoop around and squeeze. Good. Nice, everyone. Beautiful work. Okay, let's flex to reverse it. And down and scoop around and lift. Inhaling. Around and exhaling. Keep the focus and attention on that movement. Good. Let's do one more here. Lovely, guys. And then give that knee a squeeze in towards your chest. Beautifully done. Lovely. Okay, let's roll over onto our side now. So we're going to roll directly onto our sideline. And we're going to come to a supported sideline to start today. So underneath your shoulder, you want to have your elbow in line so that we've got that nice strong support there. And then making a fist or pressing your hand down, whatever feels more supportive for you. Now we're going to be pushing up off the mat. So I want you to imagine someone's hand is wrapped around your waist here and pulling up your side body. We're going to really focus on that sideline oblique, yeah? Top hand is going to mimic the top leg. So we're going to exhale to come up and inhale to lower down. Good. So as you do this, think of everything working together with that breath as you push up and then easing it down. Good. Controlling on that exhale and lowering on the inhale. Let's do 2 more here. And down. And 1 more. So we're going to hold this one at the top. And just going to take little pulses, tiny little pulses, just sort of gently pushing that knee back. We're going to keep focusing on that side body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now you're going to just lift that knee up towards you and then bring it down. Just 4 more of these. So 5 in total. And inhale, exhale. We have 2 more. Good. Really squeezing through that side body. And 1 more. Hold it up there. Hold, hold, hold. And ease it down. Lovely, guys. Lying all the way down onto your side. We're going to do 1 more here on this side before we go to our second side. So same thing, thinking like that hand is wrapping around your side. When you're lying down, we're not just relaxing, but we're still pulling up, yeah? We're just going to take some inner thigh lifts. So top hand, just bring it in front of you, lying all the way down or supporting your neck. And we're just going to lift and lower down. And squeeze, lift and lower down. And up and inhale. And lower. Good. Keep that beautiful focus and attention to detail in your alignment. For 5 and 4 and 3. Good. And 2. Nice. And 1. Hold it here, little tiny pulses. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. And soften down. Lovely. Okay, pushing up there. Take a quick side stretch. And take a deep breath, and we'll do that on our second side. Good work. So coming over. Excuse me, we're going to set up that side clam position again, nice and strong. So just taking time to ensure that shoulder is directly over the elbow, making a fist or bringing the hand down, and that top hand is going to mimic the leg, yeah. And so you can keep it here if you need to, yeah. So taking a breath and exhale to lift up, and inhale down, and exhale. And down. And we're going to watch that top area. If you're like me and you're hyperextended, you always want to go further back. So try to keep that alignment by resisting the temptation to go too far and making it harder for your body to sustain the alignment. Good. Now I'm going to hold this next one at the top. We're just going to take those little pulses. So thinking of your your hip being your stationary zone, pushing back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Now we have those 5 lifts. So we're going to lift and lower down. And lower. 3 more for 3. And down. Breathe. 2. Good. Hold this last one. Hold it really strong. And ease it down. Excellent. Okay, coming all the way down as you did on the first side. So either lying down or supporting your side, like the head in the hand. Stretching those legs out. Top hand is just watching our side body alignment. Top leg to lift. So we squeeze and we lower. Exhaling. And if you do struggle with this one, just come a little bit lower down with that top leg, just to soften sort of the range, make it a little bit more available if you need to. We're going to keep that breath. Inhale. Good, we've got 2 more. Beautiful work, everyone. Good, and now let's take little pulses, tiny pulses. Feel that side oblique really working. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it strong, reach and hold. And soften down. Excellent. All right, gently push yourself up there. Take another quick stretch over to the side. Deep, deep breaths. Lovely stuff. Okay, let's come back down onto our supine. Before we move into our stretches, we'll just finish with one more little ab exercise, sort of like a kind of full body one just to finish off. So again, squeezing your knees in towards your chest. Just take a moment to sort of relax before we do this final exercise. Little gentle circles, little rocks, ever feels good. We're just going to finish with our knee pulls and then into some scissors, yeah? Just to finish off strong, full body sort of activation, keeping in mind your level and what feels good for you today, and remembering, even if you can do all the levels, sometimes you can just take a softer approach and feel the benefits of doing it a bit softer. It's also a really good way to approach your Pilates practice. So we're going to start right knee into the chest, pulling in nice and tight, and then stretching your left leg out long. Coming up to a crunch position, keeping the openness in the upper body, so we don't want to curl too much. We want to keep broad in the chest. We do 2 little pulses, and then we switch. Good, so we're going to inhale and exhale. Good, deep breath in and exhale. Good, inhale and exhale. Lovely. Now we're going to move into our scissors, so we pulse for 2 and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, remembering as well, you can keep those knees bent if you really struggle. Good. One more set there, and we're going to go back into the knees. Good. So we pull the knees in and exhale. Now we want to keep that chest lifted. Keep the abs drawing down and keep focusing on your breath. Nice. Okay, let's stretch the legs out for the last set. Think of pulling the leg towards you, elbows are wide. Breathing. 2 more deep breaths. Last deep breath. Lovely. And hug the knees down. Great job. All right, my loves, let's have a quick stretch out to finish. Fantastic work, everyone. So we'll just take our back stretches here, our stretches on our back, sorry. Taking your right foot into your hand and just finding your half happy baby. Give that hip a lovely stretch. We want to think about that compression in the hip here. So you're sort of really pulling the energy down, getting a lovely stretch into that hip socket. And then if it does feel available, you can have a stretch out to the side. We just want to make sure it's functional for your pelvis there. Very gently reaching that leg up to your hamstring stretch. So just taking your hands to the back of your calf, to the back of your thigh, maybe reaching for your foot. Just ensuring that your bottom stays flat. You can stretch your other leg out if that sort of feels available or suitable for you. Deep breath. And then very gently just take that ankle across your other knee and just take a little rock here. Good one for the hips and the glutes, and just allow the lower back to soften. Think about the hips being lovely and square still to their alignment. And then switching sides. Taking your other leg up, find your half happy baby, other side. Again, have a little rock, have a stretch out if that feels good. Want to think about that compression into the hips, so that sort of push down, so that when you come out, you've got a nice sort of gentle release of those tense muscles. And always focus on our breathing when we're stretching. So gentle deep breaths, no holding of your breath when you're stretching, but instead really softening the breath. Good. And then taking that leg up for your hamstring stretch, so back of the calf, back of the thigh, maybe reaching for the foot. Again, just finding a version or option that feels suitable. Wherever you are, focusing on that breath. And then just taking that ankle across the other knee and have a little think about that connection to push that knee down. Lovely. Okay, let's scoop underneath the knees, cross your ankles, and just take some nice rocks up and down your spine. Think of that like a little massage for your back. And then on the next rock, coming all the way up. And then finding your seated position, as we found at the very start of our practice today. Finding a lovely tall back, hands back towards your knees. We'll finish with a few stretches for our arms. So reaching the arms out nice and wide, and then just taking one arm across the body. Feel that lovely stretch, dropping the shoulders. Just want to feel that opening through that shoulder girdle. And then sliding that hand down, just taking a quick tricep stretch. Deep breaths there. And then softening down, reaching long to the other side. Guiding that arm across. And just feeling that lovely stretch there. And then sliding it down to your tricep stretch. Great. And then bring your hands down, bring your arms down, and then just taking a few circles into your hands and wrists. Just pianoing your fingers, circling those wrists out, both directions. Then just give your hands a little shake. Let that energy release. Good. And we will finish with our 3 deep breaths. Excellent work. So sitting nice and tall, closing your eyes for a moment, just feeling nice and peaceful and calm at the end of the practice. As much as Pilates is a physical, more sort of energetic style workout, still like to incorporate that connection to our mind and body and our breath. So that sort of essence of entwining all those elements through our movement, feeling really at ease with our body and our mind at the end of our class today. So drawing the arms up, take a lovely deep breath, and then as you press them down, exhale through the mouth for that beautiful grounding. Inhale, mind, body, and soul for our 3 breaths, and exhale. And final one, take that final deep breath, and pressing down, big exhale. Well done. Give yourself a little clap.